David Morse is with me, Senior Pastor of Energizer Life Church, and this year running the Impact Conference. G'day, Dave. How you doing?
G'day. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. Now, to someone who's not involved in a local church, what's the Impact Conference all about?
We want to see leaders actually connected. We want to see that empower churches and communities influence, because we've actually got churches that are empowered and feel like they can actually make a difference in their communities.
How can the local church have a positive impact on community?
Yeah, well, I think the church has a huge role to play in the general health of our communities. One thing that the church actually does, which I don't think there's another organisation or institution that can do it in the same way, is that the church actually offers hope. And if there's one thing our community certainly needs at the moment, it is hope. And, that's one of the roles that we play. Even people that are not directly involved in the church actually experience hope and confidence across their communities when the church is functioning the way that it should. And speaking a message of hope that we see, people have a purpose and a direction and something to live for beyond themselves.
And I know for ministers, it can sometimes be quite a lonely experience. You're in a sense pastoring a flock. I guess this is a good opportunity for ministers and pastors to come together and share that experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've sat in cafes, talking to other ministers, from around our town and around the state, and just to hear just how alone they feel sometimes, even though they've got people all around them. But perhaps the pressure and the responsibility of what they're doing at times can be a lonely place. So being able to connect with people is extremely important. Just let me share something I went through a few years ago. We were facing some challenges as a church, and I felt very alone during that time. And I had great friends and great people around me, but there was still a sense of the weight and the responsibility that we carried. And two of my friends drove down from the northwest, one from Smithton and one from Burnie, and they drove all the way to Hobart just to have lunch with me and just chat and just talk about what was going on. And they were both church pastors from up there. And the difference that made to me, that somebody at the other end of the state cared enough to jump in their car and drive down and actually sit with me, hear what was going on and encourage me, is really important. And through Impact Conference, we want to see relationships built, so that's the sort of thing that happens not only between church pastors but between business people and church leaders and just those that are out there with a heart for the kingdom of God across our city and state.
Mm. I understand you have some pretty good guest speakers coming too.
Yeah, we've got Joel and Julia Abel, and they're from Hillsong Church, and Joel and Julia actually look after the day-to-day operations of Hillsong City Campus, which in itself is a very significant sized congregation, if you like. We've got Pastor Mike Murphy, and he's from Shire Live, which is in Sydney South. Mike is one of the most pastoral sort of guys you'll ever meet. Just when you spend some time with him, you actually feel encouraged. He's one of those guys who you feel like understands you. And something I really admire about Mike is he just has a real heart for what we call in the church discipleship, which is basically helping people understand what Jesus can do in their worlds and being able to reproduce that in other people. And that's something that Mike really champions very, very well. So, he's done all sorts of things, travelled the world very widely, and has got a real heart for men in our community too. So, Mike's going to be a huge encouragement.
Sounds like it's going to be fantastic. If people want to go, when is it and how can they be there?
Yeah, well, it is the 17th and 18th of September. It's out at the Marilla Function Centre. We deliberately choose a venue like that because we want it to be relational. We want people to be able to sit around tables. It includes a couple of meals too. On the first afternoon, we actually get people in groups, and we're going to go to restaurants all over Hobart. So Hobart has got... I've travelled a little bit, and our restaurants rate anywhere. They are fantastic. So people get in groups and go out to restaurants on that first night and just connect over a meal. It is, if I haven't said, it's the 17th and 18th of September out at Marilla. You can go online at www.hillsong.com impacttasmania.com and register online, or you can call our church office on 624446 336, and we'd love to get you registered in. If anybody wants to, me or one of our staff, to call them back and just talk about that, we'd love to do that.
Great stuff. Well, nice talking to you. I hope it goes well.
All right, thanks, Scott. Fantastic.
That's Dave Morse, Senior Pastor of Energizer Life Church.